welcome back everyone to Boosted Motorsports. So today's video, I want to update you guys on what's going on with the cars, what's going on with all these channels, and where we're at. So let's start off. The S2000 is getting pretty close to being able to run track events. I did take it out for one track event, just a shakedown type thing, but it's getting a lot closer. I have some stuff for the S2000 I'm gonna show you. You guys just saw the new Boosted Motorsports logos, so I'm gonna try and get those available for you guys too. If you guys are interested, we'll get some different sizes. Doesn't necessarily have to be that color or like reflective kind of gasoline look, but yeah, I'm gonna try and get them in some different colors and probably give a bunch of them away, and then we'll make them available also. So that's on the way. I'm hoping about maybe 2 weeks, hopefully. I should have some of those stickers ready. But let me flip this around, show you guys what we got for the car. We got some pretty cool stuff. I know some people might not be into the Honda stuff, but I have some cool stuff for that, and it's gonna get that car pretty much wrapped up as far as most of the build for now. And then I'm always just gonna keep looking or keeping my eye out for parts, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in just a second. So if you're stopping by for the first time, you'll know that this S2000 was the one that used to belong to Supercar Suspects. It's the one that fell off the lift. If you haven't checked out all those videos, there's a whole series on the Boosted Motorsports website, or on this page, I should say. And we took this car from, you know, a salvage, written off, totaled car to what you see now. I know it's obnoxious, but that was kind of the goal we were going for. And we have a bunch of stuff on it already. So we have the wide body front and rear fenders. We have the N-key wheels. These are actually 10-inch wide wheels, and I'm gonna be getting some new rubber on them this week. These ones are pretty well spent, like they're just bald essentially. So getting new rubber. So we got some grip for the track. It already has coilovers on it, but I'm gonna be changing the spring rates to a stiffer spring rate. We have this huge, obnoxious, but yet functional front splitter. It's chassis mounted to the frame, so it actually does push down on the frame. And I'm just still trying to source out the rear wing. So we're gonna put a big wing on there. Not like a racer one. It might look obnoxious, but it's actually gonna be functional, and put a bunch of downforce on the back of the car so that we can rail corners. In the last video, we ended up putting on the tow hooks, and yeah, that's most of what I wanted to show you on the car. I mean, the car is still kind of stock, but I want to keep that Honda reliability for now. And just so something can be turnkey, we go to the track, and that's that. As far as some stuff that I have, these are two really essential things. So I have steel braided brake lines for the car so that we get optimal brake feel. Some people go with big brake kits, but we're not going to. There's a lot of fast guys that are just running the stock calipers with an aggressive pad. So I'm gonna go that route. It's the cheaper route and the more economical route, and it's gonna be plenty for what we're doing. And if you guys know what this is gonna be pretty cool for this thing. So we got a standalone computer for the S2000 that's gonna allow us to completely tune this thing. And I mean, you guys are probably gonna ask, okay, but it's a stock engine essentially, why would you wanna tune it? Well, the reason we have this, we can extract a tiny bit more power out of the stock engine, but not a whole lot. But I got this because I've just been sourcing and piecing together stuff. I might mess around with a tune on this thing, but really what I got this for is I'm keeping my eye out for a supercharger kit. Of course, this is Boosted Motorsports, so it only makes sense that at some point this car be supercharged. And I'm telling you guys, even if you're not into Hondas, and you know, I'm not saying that I don't like Hondas if you're a Honda enthusiast, but I mean, some of the domestic stuff, I know there's a lot of domestic guys on the channel also, but this car is super light. If we put a supercharger on it, it's gonna be making about 400 wheel horsepower in a car that weighs 2,500 pounds or less. So do that math. This thing will be nuts if we put a supercharger on it. Won't be the fastest car in the world, but 400 horsepower to the wheels, give or take, in a a low 2,000 pound car, that is really fast. So power to weight, this thing is gonna fly, even though it looks ridiculous at the moment, but that's what we're going for. We're just going for something a little bit different. At some point we might paint this car. I should mention, if you guys haven't stopped in the channel, this is actually plasti-dip, this whole color. So at some point it's gonna deteriorate. At some point we're gonna peel it off, or try to peel it off, and either wrap the whole car or paint it. And some of you guys might be wondering what's going on with the truck situation. So we do have an SRT10. I know I keep saying it, but I do at some point have to go get it. SRT10 Ram pickup truck. We'll get that on the channel. But I've also been looking at 5th gen Rams. There's some ridiculous deals right now, and I'm trying to take advantage of that. The one that I was looking at that I showed on the last video apparently is sold, but there's a bunch of others in the area, and I'm trying to see if I can lock down a similar deal. One of the things I'm a little bit concerned about doing that is the 2019 truck pretty much has the exact same drivetrain as the 2014 Ram had. It has, same motor with the same horsepower and the exact same 8-speed transmission. I can guarantee you that they're updating the drivetrain. They're going to come out with a different power plant. I'll, mark my words. You heard it here first. But I mean, it only makes sense. They're going to come out with a different powertrain, and when they do, the Hemi, the 5.7 Hemi that makes almost 400 horsepower is going to be old news. It has been for a while. That motor has been around since 2009 and hasn't changed much. So it's due for a change. I'm just worried that we're going to get that and then something new is going to come out, but I guess we can always worry about that later. But that's why I'm just not pulling the trigger right away. But at the same time, with that said, if I can find one of those trucks for in and around 20 grand, I will do it. Yeah, that's pretty much what that comes down to. But that one that we're looking at, the dealership that we went to, if you guys watched that video, and if you haven't, check out that video. It's on the other channel. But that dealership was a little bit strange. I mean, there was kind of some games that were played there. They couldn't find the keys for the vehicle. They said that's not the price, and it's only the price of this or that. And then because I was driving the Viper, they came out and they were trying to swindle me. It's just weird. I don't know. It was honestly a weird experience. So I didn't want to go too much further. And that's why I said in that video that I didn't want to give too much information, because sometimes if you write down all your information, give them your information, nothing against car dealerships, but they can be really, they can really pester you and bother the crap out of you. So I was kind of getting that vibe. I know I can go in there and buy one if I really want to, but at the same time, I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of enjoying, no payments on some of these vehicles. Everything that you see here is paid for. And if we, we kind of have some funds that we can play with right now, but as soon as we lock into that payment, I know it's not a big payment, but it's just something additional we have to worry about, and maybe not as much money for mods, but don't worry about that, you guys. I'm just here to make videos and have fun with it, but it's just something that I have to consider before taking on new payments and having all these other projects and registration and insurance on multiple vehicles. That's the only thing I have to consider. So, the S2000 has its purpose as a track dedicated car. That's going to be our track car. The Viper is just something I've always wanted as a kid, so I can't really let that go. And of course I need something to a daily beater, which is the Jet outside, and that's just to get from A to B. And yeah, I'll try to make it happen. I'll keep you guys updated as things arise. I did find one a few hours away. It's listed for something ridiculous, like 19.7 for a tradesman. 5.7 liter Hemi with the 8-speed, but they're claiming it's the wrong price, even though it's within the same price as the other one. So we'll see what happens on that one, but I'll keep you guys posted. Again, this channel, it seems like the reason why I made the new channel, if you guys are wondering, so the reason this channel exists and the other channel is this one, there's some settings on it that I can't change. They're just fixed settings. And the other channel, the Garage, is one that I want to do some different stuff on it. There's a lot of like home reno stuff that I do, just fixing stuff and different projects of that nature, and I wanted to share that stuff with you guys, but it's not really relevant to the automotive stuff. So check out both those channels if you haven't already. I'll link them below. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and also turn on your bell notifications to be notified of all the latest videos, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.